What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Wolfcrier here, and welcome to another episode of AARPG Vodcast. Today we're going to be talking about Diablo 3's Season 22. I am your host, Wolfcrier, and I am joined by Atric, Draves, and Voldymitsu, my twin brother. So, we're all playing hardcore Diablo 3 this season. I am currently playing a Necromancer, have downed a GR 118 on hardcore, currently ranked 29 on the leaderboards, and am really loving the Necromancer this season. Voldy, what are you playing?
I'm currently playing a Barbarian. I've completed a GR 83. And that a few days ago got me to like in the top 300, but I'm sure that's changed by now because I died yesterday.
Oh. Draves, what are you playing?
I'm playing a Witch Doctor. Got a GR 90 down. That's about as far as I'm going to go until I get some better gear. So far, yeah. I think I did pretty okay. No primals yet or anything like that, so that'll all come.
Yes, it will. And Adric?
I'm playing a Necromancer as well. So far, it's been an interesting season. I died a few hours ago.
Ouch.
A few hours ago. At least I've been power level.
And you died with that. What was your first primal of the season?
It was a Dainty's Binding.
Primal Dainty's Binding. Poof. Gone. That sucks, man. That does suck.
That's okay. I'll get another one.
I'm sure you will. I have not gotten any usable primals yet. I've only gotten
I got
two.
a convention.
You got a convention? Mm-hmm. Very awesome. Did it have crit?
Yes. It had crit and a socket, so I was able to roll the second crit. Yes.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Very awesome. I haven't gotten any usable primals. I've only gotten two this entire season so far, which is very low for me. I've gotten a Messerschmitt's and an Inarius Shoulders that I don't plan on utilizing. Draves, how many primals? Just the first one?
No, I got 3. Got a Sash of Knives, some garbage weapon, and something else that just became 15 souls instantly.
That sucks. What do you guys think of the season so far? I'm personally really loving the clones. I really enjoy how earlier levels, they really bump you up. But then as you progress through the leaderboards and push into higher, greater rifts, their damage kind of tones down. And I really like that. They kept that skill aspect involved when it comes to pushing greater rifts. I think it's very cool to have the clones around. I am loving the 4th cube slot, and so far this season is very, very fun for me. Atric, what are your thoughts on the seasonal theme and the extra cube slot?
Yeah, I would agree. The seasonal theme is an interesting one. The clones are very good at getting you up to the point where you can start pushing. Especially helpful when you do die, because those guys can carry you through like GR 80, 90, no problem. They can be an issue based on some of the things we'll probably talk about here in a little bit that may or may not be intended. But as for the 4th cube slot, I think the 4th cube slot is really good, and it's clearly getting people to think about non-meta, like Legacy of Dreams, crazy mashup stuff, which is kind of highlighted in the Challenge Rift this week because that is all over the place. I have no idea what they're trying to pull off with it, but, it's doable.
I haven't done the Challenge Rift yet. Are you the only one of us who has done it so far? I've heard it's absolute garbage.
I
But,
haven't
Oh, it is. It's one of the most frightening things that I've seen. And, I normally main a wizard and do non-meta builds, and I saw that and was like, what the hell is this?
Draves, have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't. After Atrig's description, I don't think I will. And I've seen some frightening things in my time. That sounds horrendous.
I don't understand how they wrote the algorithm to search out the builds that are in the challenge rift, and how come it almost never finds a meta build. It always finds this off the wall, what the hell are you doing type of build. And it's pretty interesting. I like doing the challenge rifts for that reason, because they are challenging, because you are given a build that you normally wouldn't think of utilizing whatsoever, and it can be a bit challenging here and there. So I do like that part, but it's weird how it always chooses that build where you're like, what is this person doing?
Yeah, they need to stop using the bad build generator and start using the good build generator for challenge risks. Yeah.
No.
Well, they can't, because I've copyrighted all my builds. So.
My builds ain't good builds. So I don't know. The Blackthorn support might work for a little bit.
It did work for a little bit for us. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so in regards to going back to the fourth cube slot and that, who thinks it should stay in the game? I do.
I would love to see it stay in the game.
That would be...
As I've said before to you guys, I would like even more like stuff like that, because it opens up more builds. You're not just stuck to the limited amount of builds that can push really far.
And it's really...
Do you think they should just give it to you off the bat, or earn it like an achievement or something?
I'm okay with earning it, like the cube or something like that. Like
either a quest, or similar to the primal drop at 70, maybe at 75 or 80, having it unlock. That would be pretty awesome if it actually made it into the base game for Diablo 3. I think it opens up a lot for casual players as well. Those people that aren't out there checking out YouTube videos or checking the leaderboards to copy a build, they're just trying to do their own thing. And those players, I think, get the most benefit out of it, because it does open up more possibilities for builds. Yes, there's going to be the meta. Yes, there's going to be, those builds that are really solidified by that fourth cube slot as well. But I think it opens it up for both tryhards and those casual type of players, and really be able to mix up the game a bit. And it's something that hasn't really been done since the Legacy of Dreams gem was introduced into the game. And it's really good to see that type of stuff. So I do hope this is one of those things that falls into that, where it becomes part of the core game itself. I don't think the clones should be.
No.
I think the clones are really good for a seasonal theme, but I don't think that they should ever go into the base game. I do like the clones a lot better than like Season 21 and Season 19's version of, crazy crap happening. I think the clones are toned down, but extremely helpful, and especially early
extremely powerful early on.
They are very helpful in, T16 farming, and farming those 80 and 90 GRs, getting your gem ups and stuff like that, some Paragon for you. But they're not really as useful the higher up you go. They're a little useful here and there, but they're not going to clear the rift for you later on, which is pretty awesome to see as well, where it's toned down towards the end, and you're not just using the seasonal theme to kill the Rift Guardian or to clear most of the Rift. And that's what I like to see. More of a balance towards player skill and the player's ability and decision making, which is very good. Overall, I think the seasonal theme and the fourth cube slot are absolutely amazing. And kudos to the development team for for this one. Hopefully they can keep going in future seasons and do stuff like this. And like Drave said, maybe make this cube slot permanent so that it can become part of the core game. And maybe going forward, stuff like that can be added to the core game and, really start to change things up overall. It's a 7-year-old game, and I really think that that type of stuff is still a viable option for the developers of Diablo 3. What do you guys think about that?
We can't really expect them to develop new game mechanics or anything like that for the game as it is. We're all waiting on D4 to come out, so this is just a pastime really until then. But, there's some things that I'd like to see changed. Like, for example, there's way too many achievements or whatever you want to call them.
Oh, the Conquests?
To get the pet at the end. I mean, I want the pet, but there's no way I'm doing those conquests. No way.
Agreed.
They're very difficult.
I'm not a conquest chaser for the most part. Sometimes if there's a pet I really want or something like that, wings, I'll go get it. I really love this pet, but I'm not sure if these conquests are something
Come
that
on, man. You can master 8 set dungeons. You can do it. The Grey Wolf Cry.
Yeah.
Nice. Real nice. Adric can do it. Adric, out of all of the conquests, what would you go with?
I would go with, in hardcore, doing the 3 gems. Then I would do 6 sets to GRs with 6 different set bonuses, since I already have a Demon Hunter and a Necro. I even have all of the sets for the Necro, so I could just run all of those on a 55. Then, once I ever manage to get sets for the Witch Doctor, I can run the Witch Doctor, then start up a softcore character and do the 3 gems again.
Yeah.
That's
probably
a solid
the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, because the other ones are just complete trash.
Especially on hardcore.
Yeah, especially on hardcore.
Because a lot of them are race the time, and not sure that I'm up for that type of challenge on hardcore. I personally just prefer, farming and pushing the leaderboards. Like I said, I'm not a conquest chaser. I'm not usually somebody who completes the season journey every season. There are a lot of people out there that really love doing that type of stuff and collecting everything. And that's really awesome. But it's not normally my cup of tea.
I mean, I would have bought the pet for a couple of dollars,
Yeah. Yeah, right?
D4 will probably go that route, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Whether or not that's a thing in the future.
Well, D4, your phone will definitely go that route.
Oh, yeah. Most likely Immortal will go, the skin route or some type of microtransactions for sure. But we could be pleasantly surprised and that not be the case as well. We still don't know the monetization of either game at this point. So right. I'm assuming soon. I think, if I had to guess, the Diablo Immortal announcement will be made in February during the virtual BlizzCon. I really think that's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not I'm actually right on that. But I'm right a lot, so I'm thinking that's going to be a possibility.
Nice. Well, Hots is already getting there, BlizzCon.
What, Hogger?
Hogger.
That is true. Hots is getting Hogger. It looks interesting. I
can't wait to play him. I'll be buying him the day he comes out, so I have the coins.
When does it release?
Hit the PTR on yesterday, I think. So it'll probably be a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe.
Nice.
I'm thinking more of a week. 2.
So anybody have anything else to add about this season in Diablo 3? What are your goals? What do you hope to achieve? And are you going to be playing for a while? Voldy?
Currently, yeah, I'm going to be messing around the league quite a bit, or the season rather. I do enjoy the buff. I love the 4th cube slot. I like messing around with off meta builds and seeing what I can do. I've only made an 85, an 83, died in an 85, but I still enjoyed every second that I played. I think this is the most fun I've had playing Diablo in probably a couple of years now, to be honest. Like, I've enjoyed playing with my friends and actually like everything about the season so far.
Nice. Draves?
Yeah. I'm really liking this season. I have to say, I think hardcore is really the only way to play D3 now.
Yeah.
Agreed.
For the extra challenge. I did have a goal of getting the pet, but like we said earlier, seeing what you had to do to get the pet put a swift end to that. Let me see what else. So I guess my goal now is not to die and maybe try and get a 100 down, because in a week, is it? 10 days, the new PoE league starts, so I'll probably migrate over to that.
Nice. I'll probably check out at least the Endless Delve. We'll probably talk about that in another video if we get a chance. But yeah, they got some cool stuff coming up over in Path of Exile as well. But yes. I don't plan on stopping Diablo for a while, because I'm really enjoying this season as well. Atric, your thoughts so far? I know you had the death tonight, so that's still fresh in your mind. So
yeah, my season's done. No,
nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'll probably stick with it for a while. I'm still like bouncing around every day. I'm putting some time into ESO. And when the PO, like December 4th is going to be a rough date for me, because I am enjoying this season, but December 4th is when that Mayhem, like, flashback league starts. It's only a week long, and that's also when Last Epoch's Rogue class comes out, so, like, it's going to be tough for me to decide what I'm going to be playing on December 4th.
Same
but
here.
my goals really for this league are, at this point, just to keep grinding things out and try to get at least one more Primal. Because right now I'm at 2 Primals, which is the most I've ever had in a season. Because, God, those things are hard to come by for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah, got my 2nd Primal. If I can replace that Dainty's Binding, that would be sweet.
Yeah. Good luck.
But you probably got a Crispin's.
Oh no, because I can't use Crispin's. No, I haven't enjoyed this season though, especially the 4th cube slot, because it's opened up a bunch of weird stuff. I am kind of curious to see if they're gonna do like a patch anytime in the very near future to fix what I think are a couple of issues with the clone. Not sure if they are. For example, like the 2-minute video you did, Wolf, where that clone is still alive on the previous floor, killing the Guardian.
Oh, me and Wolf ran a rift when we jumped to the next level, and the clone cleared and killed the boss. Like,
yeah,
bro?
No, the clone like killed stuff in there and killed the boss. That video that I did showed off the boss dying as I came back through the door. No, not this time. Voldy and I switched floors. We were moving through, and all of a sudden, the bar finished out, and then you saw that to go kill the Rift Guardian, and then it died, and then we went in and picked up our loot. So it actually progressed the Rift this time, and then killed the Rift Guardian before we went into the floor that it was on. So it was still doing stuff in there.
So it's kind of curious. I'd love to see how on earth that thing is coded, because there's that going on where it's actively doing its own stuff when you're off the floor. It doesn't just go away. And then there's, of course, the fact that if it deals damage to things that reflect damage, it kills you. So
That
those
has
So-
two
If that's
happened.
real, that no,
yeah, and that's
Here's
extra
a
rough and
question for
hardcore.
you don't want that to happen.
In say a 4-player game, when say Wolf touches a pylon, do we all get a clone or just
Everybody
If we're
that's
close,
if you're close in range, you get a clone.
So
Yeah.
what would
Now-
happen if you spawned the boss and then we all just left the level? Would the clones stay and kill the boss?
Clones
Yes.
would stay and
I
kill the
believe
boss.
they would.
Yeah, most likely. I would say yes. In a lower GR, not in the higher GRs. It wouldn't have that capability. The clone is also based off of the person who touched the pylon. So it bases off of your gear, to the best of my knowledge. And it
Really?
bases off of the person's gear that touches the pylon on how powerful it is and stuff like that. To the
But
best of
if
my
you have-
knowledge, that is the case.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be working as intended, though, is it? I mean, you could probably get... I don't think they'd ban you for exploiting game mechanics. But...
I have no clue, because it happens so much that, like, without a doubt, you could replicate it. So I don't know whether or not that's a bug. I don't think so. I did notice that if you teleport back to town, and somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do teleport to town, the clone dies. That I noticed at least twice when I was teleporting. I don't know if that was just because the timer expired at that time, or whether or not that was the case that if you leave the rift, it actually just dies. I think that actually happens.
Huh.
If the person who touched the pylon dies too,
All the clones
all
die.
the clones die.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
because they are based
Because
off
they're
of him.
from the person who touched it.
Even
Yep.
though they look like the various characters, they're all based off of
the person who touched the
I
pylon.
didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yep.
That's good to know.
It is. It's pretty interesting mechanic there. The reflect thing is what's bad, is because when you're playing hardcore and you die to the fact that you're not doing anything, because there are certain mobs in the game, the spinners and those sand dwellers that put their arms into the ground, and they'll reflect back what you fire at them. So your best bet is to not attack them at certain times. But even if you stop attacking them at certain times, when that's happening, the clone can still attack them and kill you. So
Now-
hopefully... Go ahead.
I actually don't think that's going to be something they fix. I think that's going to be something they leave in.
Really?
But this is why, because I can see, is it a pain for us because we play hardcore? God, yes, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
But it also adds a potential choice in the game of you're going through a floor, you see what types of mobs are there. Do I risk popping a pylon if there are things can reflect? Or do you just like, you know what, not touching that pylon?
But if you're wearing NEMs and you touch a pylon and it spawns the mobs, sometimes they don't correlate to the rest of the mobs on the floor. And that could really be a bummer for you if you're speed farming and all of a sudden your clone just outright kills you.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're speed farming, the clones usually insta-pop whatever comes out. So they don't have time to activate whatever reflected it is.
Yeah.
The only time I've really seen anybody die from that was when they were running higher tier GRs where the clone's not insta-killing things. And at that point, Nemesis bracers seem to kind of fall out of the meta for the push builds.
But not in group play.
No, not in group play. In group play, it's risky AF.
In group play, I just personally think that it would need to be fixed if it hasn't been fixed already. You don't want to lose a hardcore character to the seasonal theme itself. That's a really, really crappy way to die.
Incentive to play
softcore. It would be very bad.
Yeah, because
thankfully I haven't run into that. I know exactly both times I died. The wizard that I played first I wasn't full of my faculties at the time, we'll go with.
You were also running with some complete idiot that
You'd
yeah.
fail a breathalyzer.
That's
the
true.
problem.
That said, we did a Torment 9. That means we can do a Torment 12.
That was early on in the season, though.
That was the first night.
That's
But
awesome.
thankfully, I know everything that killed me. And the seasonal buff did not kill me. I know that.
I've only died the once on my farming gear, thankfully. I only lost my Bane of the Trapped, which sucked because it was level 90, but my new Bane of the Trapped is level 115, so I'm back, and it's good. It just sucks that was going to be, it's wasted gem leveling, so that's something that I could use for augments or something like that I had to spend getting that Bane of the Trapped back up. But
on the
season's
bright
long
side,
enough.
though, like we can run T16 nefs to get the keys like they're nobody's business. I mean,
Agreed.
with the speed variant that I'm running, the T16s to get my DBs and everything at this point, if you wanted to like run on that same thing wearing the cane set to get extra rift keys, like
Yeah.
it could, I mean, both of us could be stocking up on different things and still be running essentially a speed variant of the Masquerade build and getting a lot really quickly. Plus, since I run NIMS on that build, we're almost always going to have one of the stupid clones who on T16 is insta-killing everything. So, I mean, getting things back isn't really a problem
It's
this
not.
season, which is kind of new.
I fully geared my guy back up the minute that I got power level. I did lose Primal Pull of the Earth on my Barbarian, which I was using, but now I have a Blackthorns build.
I didn't lose any of my main push build yet. That is still intact, which is pretty good. Like I said, it was just the Bane of the Trapped. I make sure that even if they use similar items, that my farming setup is not using the push setup at all. No piece switches back to the other, except for the gems. But I've learned to switch out to a lower Bane of the Trapped when I'm farming, just in case. I'm going to go with, at this point in time, I'm probably going to die pushing rather than farming. But we'll have to wait and see on that. I do want to push a bit more. I'd like to see how far I can go onto the leaderboard. And I'm loving this season. I'll probably take a little break to play the Rogue in Last Epoch. And I'll probably take a little break to at least play Endless Delve in Path of Exile, because that sounds ridiculously fun, and that's something that I enjoy in PoE. So we'll have to check that out for sure.
I think the Endless Delve will be fun, but I think the Mayhem will be way more interesting.
Sounds insane.
Mayhem does sound pretty good.
Like, could you imagine if you start out and the very first one you get is the invasion bosses, and like, okay, I'm just going to sit on Twilight Strand for an hour until this ends.
Yeah. I left the Twilight Strand. I'm level 32.
Got my first ascendancy.
Yeah, Mayhem does sound interesting. I mean, that's crazy. But like I said, we'll probably possibly make that for another video. We'll have to wait and see on that. And
for the Diablo 3, season,
I'm having a blast. You?
Yeah, having a blast. I've just got to decide whether or not I want to put in the work for that pet. If it was only 2 conquests, maybe.
I'm going
for that third one.
Now, are you going to push some more, Adric?
Yeah, I'll definitely end up pushing. I mean, I'm probably going to farm a lot more first, though, just because I still have my speed farming set. So I can just run through and then try to re-roll crap. And at some point, I'm going to get Draves to do his own damn set of bounties.
Nice.
And call us in?
I
At
have-
least once
I-
before the
two-
season ends.
I've only
You have
done
two
like
hopes of
two.
that happening. No hope and Bob Hope.
Bob Hope's dead.
Oh, I can't. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another episode in the can, and I'm having a blast in Diablo 3 season 22. I'm having a blast doing these AARPG vodcast videos. Wow, and really overall liking this season, and can't wait to play a little bit more. I'm probably going to jump off now and play a little bit.
Likewise.
Because I'm having a blast. And definitely, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down there. These videos come out once a week at least. And also on the channel, you can find build guides and stuff like that for Diablo 3, as well as commentary across all action role-playing games. And it's been a fun vodcast, guys. I want to say thank you to the three of you. Thank you to everybody checking out this video. And you guys have a fantastic night. Peace.
Y'all have fun.